Joining me now is Professor George Kroda. He is a former Water Permanent Secretary and a hydrologist by profession. And thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
So what's the government's safety policy, if you like, regarding private dams?
There is a lot of arrangements that the government takes. One is that the dams must be licensed, and the water allocation is done by Water Resources Authority. Mm-hmm. That is the initiation of the process. Mm-hmm. Now, during construction, the dam must be supervised by a qualified engineer, independent of the contractor. That ensures safety. Mm-hmm. Then there is the environmental impact assessment. Although most of the assessment spend more time on the construction, but they are also supposed to examine the safety of the dam, and especially if it is an area which is densely populated. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Is there a limit as to how big a private dam can be, or rather how much water one can hold?
No, currently there is no limit, except the licensing process. When the dam is large, like the one we are dealing with, then it is categorized as a disaster-prone dam. Mm-hmm. Because of the impact in case there is failure.
Right.
But there is no immediate limit.
And as a disaster-prone dam, that would mean what? More frequent assessments by the Water Authority?
Frequent assessment, monitoring. Mm-hmm. And also there is a policy in place to ensure that the dams are monitored. And as the lawyer mentioned a little earlier, the responsibility may not stay with the Water Resources Authority, because the first responsibility is the owner of the dam.
Right.
He is the one who is supposed to ensure that there is proper monitoring, and if there is danger, he reports, and there is a hierarchy of reporting mechanism, and that should have been done.
What kind of early warning or emergency mechanisms would you say that a private dam requires? Would that be pretty much standard?
It should be standard, because the dam must be monitored every year, and a report must be submitted to the authorities. And if there is a chance that there is high risk, then the alert must be put in place immediately.
And that should be some kind of automated system?
No, it is not automated at the moment. It is extremely manual. Okay. And it depends on the owner of the dam reporting to Water Resources and to the government. Let me just mention that the dam safety is in the national government, as well as the disaster management. The water allocation, which is done by Water Resources Authority, is also in the national government. And so there is a mechanism in which the dam owner should cooperate with the Water Resources Authority and also the dam safety team in the national government.
And for a dam like this one in Solai, which you're saying would have been a high-risk dam, I mean, what should then the proximity of the closest settlement have been?
You know, dams are designed, fairly well designed, because a dam of that magnitude is expected to carry a flood of 10,000 years. That is the hydraulic requirement for the spillway to allow the dam to be emptied safely enough.
10,000 years?
Yes, a return period of 10,000 years. That's the magnitude of the flood. Although the dam is constructed for 50 to 100 years, but the safety of the dam is ensured by the hydraulic design.
So it would have been fine for a settlement to be as close as what?
The settlement can be close, except there must be mechanisms to monitor the dam itself. You know, situations may occur that the contractor may have used substandard material and also not ensure the compaction of the dam height and the dam crest. Those are supervisory issues that should have been done during construction.
Finally, because we will continue this conversation a little later on Opinion Court, when it comes to the release of water from dams such as this, what should the process be in terms of warning communities and ensuring that the release in itself is done in a manner that would have a lesser impact, if you like, on the environment? Because even in the Tana River situation, there are claims that, you know, part of what caused that flood is the manner in which water had been released from dams. So What would you say?
The release policy is not, I think, is not really standardized. But what happens is that as a dam owner, you want to maximize the storage. And so one will be reluctant to release water until one sees that the storage is full. By that time, if there is a weakness in the dam, you are already on a danger spot.
Thank you, Professor.